from Bonnie's Creative Place, and I am here with card number 4 for our painted lavender suite bundle that we are doing for my online class. For this card that we're going to be making, you need to have the post-it dies, and the two that we will be using in this bundle is this one, which is the second largest one, and the smallest rectangle one for the die for the cutout. So those are the two dies that we're going to need for this card. You are going to need crumb cake, Lost Lagoon, and Gorgeous Grape for your inking. You'll need a blending brush for some blending that we're going to do. You're going to need the gems that are in the suite, and you're going to need some linen thread. So, and then of course you will also need your kit that you received in the mail from me. A couple things I just want to get out of the way for video purposes. Do not mind this piece here on my table. This piece right here is just a piece of vellum paper that I have here because my light glares down on this, which makes a big glare in the video. So I try to hide it with this so it's not big of a glare. The other thing, I have to keep my craft room door open. I live in the upper New York, and we have been getting some very negative weather, and if I shut my craft room door, this room gets very cold. So in the background you hear my blower running from my pellet stove. I'm sorry if that is picking up and if it is annoying. I just wanted to let you know, but I had to get these videos done because it's getting closer to the end of the month, and it seems like these negative zero weather is going to be sticking around for a little bit. So let's get going here. And so this is card number 4, and for this card you need a piece of Whisper White that is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4.25. So here we go, we have that piece already done, and we can reinforce the score line. Alright, then we have a piece of crumb cake that is 5.25 by 4. Now we are going to go ahead and we're going to bring in our crumb cake ink, and I just wanted to darken this up a little bit, so I am going to do some blending, or basically, yeah, blending on the outside. I am just going to go off and just keep blending. And you can do this right on your glass mat. Now, if you have noticed, the Stampin' Up! Has come out with this new glass mat that you can purchase right now during celebration. But it's not a purchase if you join Stampin' Up! And become a demonstrator. Now, you're asking, I don't want to do what you have to do, because obviously, listen to me, I stumble over all these videos and stuff too. But what this is you can join just to be a hobbyist. This is a $60 value, and you can get it for free. It comes with a chamois, which I'll show you here in a minute when I get ready to clean up my little surface here. It also comes with this little white holder that is sitting on the side that can hold your stamps. It can hold, like right now I have it holding my glue so it's not all over the table. Lots of times I have it sitting here and I put my blending brush on it. And yeah, so if this is something that you are interested in and would like to get your hands on it, you have till the end of February. And if you'd like to join under me and have me as your demonstrator, there is a link in the description box below that you can go to, and I would love to have you on Bonnie's Creative Place team. So back to the card, that's all you do is you just keep going around it. And now I'll show you that little chamois. I love it for this because you can easily take it, you used it, and now you're going to wipe it up. And it comes with this chamois. I have to honestly say, Stampin' Up! Has a purple chamois that they use. It's so thick. I wasn't a big, huge fan of the thick one. This is thin, but I love this. This feels like a washcloth to me. That's, you know, that's the thickness and the feel, and it just feels more comfortable in my hand for when I'm cleaning stuff. So I really like this chamois. You get it wet, and then I just store it in here so you have it for the day. I put it in one of the little envelope things. This should be dry already. Yep, I'm always double check it, you know. So now we have that. We're going to need this color again, so we're just going to leave it out. So we can go ahead and we can add this piece to our base card. And let me get my little silicone mat back in here. And we're going to add this here, right on this card. And I knew my ink was, or my tape runner was going to run out, and it just did. It's the last of it. You can see the little mark there, so you know when it's done. So then I'm just going to do a quick change that comes right across apart. I've cleaned all the goopy stuff out of this earlier because I thought it was dying then, and then I looked at it and saw that it still had quite a bit to go in it. So now we're going to take our Designer Series paper piece, and we are going to go ahead and bring in the die cutting machine. And we're going to put this right on here. Just like so. I am going to use some of my Post-it little things here. And while I have this out, I am also going to take the little crumb cake piece that I have, and I'm going to put this piece down. And I'm going to cut both of these at the same time. Hopefully. Okay, and we're just going to take and we're going to run this through. I'm running it through my electric. You run it through whatever device you have. Okay. Now what we're going to do while we have the machine right out, we've got this here. We're going to take the little cancellation seal, and we're going to put this right over top of it, just like that. We're going to tape it down, and we're going to run this through. This is going to emboss it. And something with this Post-it note tape is you can use this over and over about 6 times or so before you have to get it again. And I just attach it to my little thing or to my machine. And I just keep it there, and then I get a new one after about 6 times. Okay, so now we have this. And now let's build on our card a little bit more. So let's do some stamping. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Lost Lagoon, and we're going to be using this leaf that is in the stamp set, and we're just going to stamp this up like so. And I stamped it in like an angle, and I didn't go off the page. So I kind of went like that. Stamp it up again. And I went over on this side like that. There we go. Just like so. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the Gorgeous Grape. And I stamped this one 3 times. And this is just a bunch of the little trio of flowers here. Let me get the stamp set. It's this one right here, that, oops, glare, right there. Okay? So it's that stamp set. And I'm gonna, you know, I've been doing this and I don't have my mat on here. I would hate for this not to come out very good. And I'm gonna stamp right here. I'm gonna stamp this one up kind of high. So up there in the, like that. I'm gonna stamp it again, get it good and then I'm just gonna kind of tip it a little bit, stamp it over that way. And then I'm going to tip it again, and I'm going to stamp it over this way. Now, this looks very dark, but I'll tell you, look at this when it dries. It's not as dark as it looks right there. It lightens up, it soaks in. Okay? So that's how I did that. Oh, all right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do some more blending. So I'm going to get the blending brush. And I am just going to go around the outside of this. Just so lightly. This time I'm not blending quite so hard because I'm doing it on white. When I do it on tone, I want it to stand out a little bit more. So I do it a little bit harder. Oops, and I nicked that, but I'm going to let it go. No card is a mistake. Okay, I've got this here. We're going to do that one last because I'll do it with the, I put a little bit of color on this also, on the outer edge. Got my, I went ahead and it's hurting me, and I think that might, and I didn't realize that I probably should have put a Band-Aid on, and I'll explain it to you guys. The other day I was doing some rearranging and cleaning here, taking down my tree finally, and I went ahead and I was opening up some box containers that I had, and I took the point of like a pair of scissors and I literally jabbed it right into my finger there. And it doesn't hurt like to just use it like this, but this brush is hitting it when I'm doing this blending, and I keep having to hold that finger out of the way, and I'm used to that finger for support when I'm doing this, and I'll tell you, it's kind of hurting a little bit. So, and we're going to do this blending around just like we did with the first one. Now, if you have any questions about wanting to join Stampin' Up, and if you don't want the glass mat, if you're saying, oh, I don't want to join because I don't want the glass mat, they do have a second option, which is where you can get an additional, I want to say $30 in free product. And you get all this for $99 plus tax from wherever state you live in. Here in New York, it comes up to $106 altogether. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, you know, let me know. The link to just go join on your own is in the description box below. You can do it just for the deal, or you can do it and get a bunch of your friends together and get a 20% discount if you keep ordering, which is pretty awesome. So we have that. So now for this one, I wanted to use the little dabber, and I'm just going to go and dab this, and I wanted to do this just over top of the post-it note a little bit to make the little design on it stand out. The cancellation mark. I don't know what that, I'm thinking that's what it's called. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments below, because I probably said it already now throughout all these videos. So yeah. So let me wipe this up, clean up my little mess here. Oh. And I do not know what my dog is barking over. It's too late at night for him to bark, but all right. So now let's put this card together. So we're going to take this and we're going to add adhesive on the back of it. Okay. And we are going to place it, oh, you know what? Well, let's see. Did I put it all over? Nope, okay. You want to add the piece of adhesive to the white and then add it to this card. I was going to just stick it down, but I seen that I added dimensionals on this. So you want to go ahead and, oh, and then look what I did. Oh, Bonnie, oh, Bonnie, oh, Bonnie. Oh, Bonnie. Oh, thought I was going to make it through a card without making a mistake. That is not happening with me. Not this, I don't know. This month has been crazy. So here we go. Now we're going to add this to the top. It's just a very light, but you needed it there. Now I'm going to flip this over. We're going to bring in the Stampin' Dimensionals. I got a bunch here that I'm trying to use up. I got that used up. Now we can get a new pack out. And we are going to add dimensionals all around this card. And I'm probably going to add a few more than I need just because I have that adhesive down there. And I still want this card to pop up. So there we go. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this right to the center of this card. Just like that. Now we're going to take the linen thread and we're going to go and wrap this around. I left quite a good tail because I wanted to be able to tie a bow. So leave quite a bit of tail, and I would say it's 2 knots up is where I kind of started here, and I end up just going around and around, and I crisscross back around. So something like that is what I did, and I'm going to leave myself a very long tail again. And here we go. If I can get a hold of this thread. Yeah, there we go. And now I'm going to just tie a knot. Now, or a bow. I'm going to tie a bow. You could go ahead and just crisscross this around and then add a bow. Just make a bow, a regular bow, and then just add it on. I don't know. I just did it this way. It's whatever you prefer, I guess, if you have an easier method, but this is just what I did. Then I shortened it up, and before I trim it and do all that, I'm going to add it to my card. But before I add it to my card, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take, and I did, and I'm going to take my little Post-it note here thing. I'm going to add 2 dimensionals to this. And I did not add a greeting or anything to this card. I thought this card did not need a greeting. I just left it as it was because I didn't think it needed one. And now I'm going to trim these up. I like to leave them a little long, oops, because I think it does give it a little bit of a character. So I'm going to leave them a little long. Actually, I got this one bow a little too big. There we go. And now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add adhesive to the back of this. And then I'm going to put this into the center of this card. Now this card may look very dark to you right now. If it does in the camera, I don't know. But once all the glues and all the inks and everything settle in, it ends up looking like this, which is really good. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some gems because this little guy needed some gems. So I took and I added one out. I guess I'm going to add these ones down here. No two are the same because you just don't know where things are going to end up in the end. And then I added one up here. You could add a butterfly. You could do lots of different things with this card. So this is the card. This is card number 4. Thanks for hanging out with me for the lavender bundle suite. And I will see you guys next month. Bye-bye.